Today we are going to read a story about Bachendri Pal. Okay, this story is about Bachendri Pal. Okay, we are going to start. Bachendri Pal made the nation proud when she climbed up Mount Everest in 1984. She was the first Indian woman to do so. In this lesson, she has described an occurrence when she was on her mission. On the 9th of Buddha Purnima, 1516 May 1984, I was at Camp 3rd in a colorful nylon tent, ice crust strip, slope of Lhotse. There were 10 others in the camp. Lobsang shared my tent. Andy Sherpa and 8 tough high altitude Sherpa porters were in the other tent. I was sleeping soundly when around 12:30 a.m. I was shaken awake by a hard object hitting me on the back of my head and simultaneously by a loud explosion. Then I felt a cold, extremely heavy mass creeping over my body and crushing me. I could hardly breathe. What had happened? I told Sarek on the Lhotse Glacier directly above our camp and crashed down and developed into a massive avalanche. This enormous mass of ice block, crushed ice and frozen snow thundered down the near vertical slope at the speed of an express train, devastated our camp, which was directly on its path. Practically everyone was hurt. It was a miracle. No one was killed. Lobsang was able to tear his way out of our tent with his Swiss knife and immediately began frantically to try and rescue me. Delay would be have meant sure death. Having and pushing away the large ice slabs, he dug out the hardened snow around me and succeeded in pulling me out of the ice grave. No tent had been left standing except the kitchen shelter. Lobsang and I clambered there and found Andy talking on walkie-talkie with the leader at Camp 2nd. Andy said he had broken some ribs. One Sherpa had fractured his leg, and there were quite a few other injured. Grounds of pain and cries for help were audible from all sides. But Andy assured the leader at Camp 2nd that all was not lost. The expedition still had a lot of fight in it. By now, most of us had gathered in or around the kitchen tent. From my first aid pouch, I gave everyone painkiller tablets and prepared hot drinks. Being useful help dispersed the cloud of gloom and desperation that enveloped me. The leader promised to send rescue parties without delay. K1 Jay, KI Jay and Birsa, on hearing the conversation on their walkie-talkie at camp, I said immediately while it was still night. From Camp Second 2, a rescue team of 4 cooks moved into action. Well before dawn, we began to dig out our equipment. I was terribly worried about the image of Goddess Durga which I had in my rucksack. Every morning and evening I took it out and derived inspiration and strength from it. So my first act on finding my rucksack was to thrust my hand into the side pocket. The my relief it relieved my fingers encountered the ice cold metallic image. I had the whole image lightly and placing it onto forehead. Felt and I had everything I wanted. I had Shakti in my arms, the Shakti which had saved my life a few hours earlier, and the Shakti I was now sure would lead me onward and upward. The experience of the night had drained all fears. The rescue team arrived soon after and by 8 a.m. on May 16, we all were near at Camp Second. The Sherpa with the fractured leg was brought down on an improvised stretcher. In our leader, Colonel Huller's word, it was a remarkable feet of high altitude rescue work. The bump at the back of my head and head now began to throb. I felt uncomfortable but kept it to myself, occasionally pressing the bump with my palm. All the 9 male members had to be sent to the base camp because of injuries or shattered nerves. Then Colonel Khuller turned to me and asked if I was frightened. Yes. Would you like to go down? No, I replied without any hesitation. K.I. Kumar, Bahuguna, Meghan Birsa and Dr. Minu Mehta were to form the next summit party. I was given the privilege of providing the crucial female element. Lahatu, Pulzar and all the high altitude Sherpas were to be in support role. Rescues permitting and support party would make their attempt after the first summit party. There was no woman in the second party. To conserve oxygen for the final ascent, all the male members had to go without oxygen. However, when Birsa's feet became numb after he had climbed halfway, he had advised to switch on his oxygen box. I was asked to conserve energy for the next day's final climb by inhaling oxygen at about 2 liters per minute. My noticeable fitness or reaching the South Pole and on the day of ascent provide that this decision had merit. This is the story of Bachendri Pal. I hope you like it. If you like it, then you can subscribe this channel for more stories like this. Okay.